For several years, I've marveled at Egypt's pyramids and temples through YouTube videos, dreaming of experiencing them in person. A few years ago, Merlin and I took the Grand European Tour with Viking River Cruises, and I knew they also offered a Nile River cruise. The idea of exploring Egypt with Viking had been on my mind ever since. One day, as I sat at my computer, an email popped up advertising a last-minute deal on the Nile cruise. The offer was irresistible, $1,000 off per person and free airfare. The catch? The deal expired the very next day. Long-term planning isn't typically our style, so Merlin and I looked at each other and said, "Let's go." I quickly called Viking, made the booking for a departure in less than a month, and even prepaid for a small discount. That's when we realized our passports had expired just the week before. Panicked but determined, we contacted a passport expediter, paid a few $100s, and miraculously had both our passports and visas sorted within the same week. To avoid the risk of lost luggage, we decided to travel light with carry-ons only. Soon, we were off, flying from DFW to London Heathrow for our first connection. Our next leg was to Cairo with British Airways, which went smoothly, until a luggage cart bumped into the aircraft, forcing us to wait 4 hours while the plane was inspected. Eventually cleared for takeoff, we arrived in Cairo a few hours later, tired but excited. At the airport, Viking representatives greeted us warmly and whisked us off to the stunning Nile Ritz-Carlton Hotel. That evening, we enjoyed dinner in one of the hotel's elegant restaurants before collapsing into bed after what felt like an eternity in the air. The next morning began with a delightful breakfast shared with a fellow traveler, followed by our first introductory meeting with the Viking tour staff. Merlin and I were immediately impressed by the organization, the attentive staff, and the sheer luxury of the Nile Ritz-Carlton. It was the perfect start to an adventure we had dreamed about for years.
Kind of dark.